Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Sports. My name is Rev Trev, and I am loving the NFL playoffs. In fact, last weekend in the divisional round, I was 3-1. I picked Buffalo to beat Kansas City. Otherwise, I would have been 4-0. And I've had such a great run as I just have enjoyed watching these games. They've been close. They've been interesting, except for, of course, the Ravens-Texans game was a blowout. But yes, I picked against my Packers. I'm a Packers fan who loves the NFL. And I try to do passionate and realistic, honest kind of content, okay? So I did pick 49ers, unfortunately, to beat my Packers. Now, so I just wanted to quickly talk about last week, just real quick. Then we're going to get into the predictions. And I think you're going to really be surprised at some of my picks for this weekend in the AFC and NFC Championship games. Also, just want to give a big shout out to you because these videos that I made last year were very successful. But my wild card weekend video got me like 161 videos last year. I got 1,000 this year. And my Super Bowl one of last year got 8,000. Well, last weekend's divisional got me 8,500. So I just want to thank you for supporting, watching, commenting. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for the support. And if you haven't hit that like or subscribe yet, please do, because I love making good NFL content. Okay, so let's dive into these matchups today. And, we're going to recap first, and then we're going to dive into the matchups, okay? So, first of all, we're going to talk about, like, the Ravens blowing out the Texans. Now, there was a dream I had with Stroud versus Love for the Super Bowl, and it was just a pipe dream, right? Obviously, the Ravens defense came to play. Lamar Jackson was there. I mean, there's a reason why they're the number one seed, right? So that was it was surprising, but I predicted the Ravens to win. I just didn't know they're going to win by 24 points. Bills Chiefs are always a great game. Again, missed by a kick. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you got to be really disappointed. Like, this is your nemesis. Like, these guys continually beat you in the big games, even when you have epic moments. It's just really brutal to be a Bills fan and keep losing to the Chiefs. Now, credit to the Chiefs that they keep winning and just rolling. That team is amazing. So, and then if you think about the Lions and the Bucks, I thought for sure the Lions were going to steamroll the Bucks, and they were in control for most of it. I love that Lions team as well. So, yeah, the Bucks played hard, but they weren't there. Now, if you just go to the 49ers versus the Packers, I get it. We're 7th seed walking in, playing number one. We have no business being there to think that we're going to win. But boy, my boys came to play and really had an opportunity to win. Now, everyone says that all these people saying the Packers deserve to win. Well, it's not about deserving. It's about earning it. And congrats to the 49ers who earned their way in. They played better than us in the way of they found ways to be effective, to win, to shut us down in key moments. Now, we had every opportunity, right? We had 2 drop picks. One was a pick 6 by Savage, which was really disappointing. He got that the week before, which is awesome, but didn't get it this week. We played good enough against Purdy, and then, some of those mishaps were really frustrating. Jordan Love at the end, really frustrating because didn't have to force it, had another down, could have just thrown it out of bounds. That's the inexperience coming out. And of course, Carlson missing the kick to tie it up was disappointing. And we had our chances, we were there, but we didn't do it. So kudos to my Packers. I think the future's bright, but congratulations to the 49ers and they're advancing. So let's dive into the AFC NFC Championship games, and we're going to start in the AFC. So let's start with the huge matchup Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Pacific. It is the Chiefs coming in to Baltimore to play the Ravens, and the Baltimore Ravens are on a roll. To say that is just an understatement. Getting the most wins in the entire NFL, 13 and only 4 losses. Now, they steamrolled a ton of good teams. They beat the Ravens or the Texans twice, once in the regular season and once in the postseason. Steamrolled them. Look, they destroyed the Dolphins 56-19. They destroyed the Seahawks 37-3. They destroyed the Detroit Lions 38-6. Like, you're looking at this team going, wow. So what were their 4 losses? Well, 3 of them came from their division. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat them twice, 17-10. Now, the second time they beat them, there was no Lamar Jackson playing. They're resting some starters, so we'll give them a mulligan on that one. But they lost in early weeks. I think it was in the week 5 against the Steelers, 17-10. Okay? So that's legit. The Browns beat them 33-31. So, and they're a playoff team as well, right? So if you think about that, and then the other team that beat them was the Colts. So the Colts, so basically they lost to the Browns and the Steelers, who both were playoff teams, and the Colts that were 9-8 knocking on the playoff door, right? But then they destroyed some teams that are in the playoffs or fighting for the playoffs, and it was quite impressive. Even found a way to beat the Rams 37-31. So if you would have asked me at the beginning of the playoffs who's going to the Super Bowl, I would have said Ravens and 49ers. That's who my prediction was, because they look like the 2 best teams. And speaking of which, the Ravens beat the 49ers by a landslide, 33-19, made Brock Purdy look terrible, absolutely terrible. And so everything points to the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. Like, there's nothing that you've seen here that says they shouldn't win the Super Bowl. But the problem is they got to play Kansas City. Now, Baltimore has an incredible defense. Number 6 in the league. Incredible. Lamar Jackson's playing lights out. Only has 7 interceptions this season and doesn't look like he's slowing down. It's quite surprising how good they are without Andrews, which is going to be back this week. Their wide receivers haven't been stellar. They've been good, but not great. There hasn't been any eliteness there. Their running game, Gus has been okay. And they just, the way they play, it's ferocious. They play difficult defense. They play smart football. And so everything is pointing to Baltimore winning this game. So let's just quickly talk about Kansas City. So let's talk about Kansas City, because let's be honest, they keep shocking the world, right? They are winners. They are people who find ways to win. And we want to talk about the Baltimore defense being so good, 6th in the NFL. But did you know that Kansas City has the number 2 defense in the NFL? Like, most people don't talk about that. They talk about Mahomes and Kelsey and Rice and Pacheco and all the, which they should. Don't get me wrong, they should, right? But why aren't we talking about their defense more? And we know that defense wins championships. In fact, the Kansas City Chiefs have gone to 5, count them, 5 AFC Championship games in a row. In a row. Now, they haven't gone to the Super Bowl every year, but this team is legit. This team is experienced. This team has been there before. And that's one thing that I worry about when it comes to the Ravens. They haven't been here much. They've been in the playoffs. They haven't had a lot of success, even though this should be their year. Like, if, in my opinion, if the Ravens beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. That's just my personal prediction. But I'm not sure. The thing is I think that I'm going to go with my prediction of the Chiefs winning because of experience. Now, I think Baltimore's going to come and they're going to bring, but Andy Reid is an incredible coach. Yes, Harbaugh's a good coach in Baltimore, and I want to give him all the credit. So I'm not saying that they have bad coaching staff. They have a great coaching staff. But can they win the big game? Now, I understand that's in Baltimore. I understand that it's going to be in a hostile environment. I understand that the crowd is going to be there and be cheering. But Kansas City, I did not think they were going to beat Buffalo in Buffalo. Bills Mafia in that hostile environment. They can play in the cold, which is fine. But if you think about it, like, man, Kelsey came to play. Pacheco came to play. I just think at the end of the day, Buffalo had a great defense as well, and Kansas City found a way to win. My prediction is Kansas City finds a way to win. This is my shocker of the week. Actually, just wait until you see my next prediction. It's going to be, you'll be interested to see as well, right? So here it is, right? This is the big first one, and I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs to go back to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, most people are going to be really angry about that because it's the whole Taylor Swift thing. They just want that over. I think most people are going to be cheering for the Ravens because they don't want any more Taylor Swift. But all the Swifties are pumped. All the Swifties are pumped, and Kelsey's pumped. So let's talk about the big game Sunday night. It's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Lions go into Santa Clara to play against the 49ers, the number 1 seed. And it's going to be a great matchup. I mean, I can see both of these teams winning. So today's prediction also, like, it could go either way. So I think it's must-see TV. Now, they're both 12-5 on the regular season, okay? And what people don't talk about enough is both of these teams are the number 2 and 3 offenses in the league. So the 49ers are the second best offense in the NFL going into the playoffs, and the Lions were number 3. And most people would never guess that the Lions were number 3. Like, that's how impressive they were, right? Now, what they don't talk about is the Lions defense, as good as they are, and I've thought they've been really good. They actually didn't come out as good as I hoped. They're 19th best in the league. And so here's this incredible story. I think, like, a lot of people are going to be cheering for the Lions because of the underdog. They're the ones that haven't won, the ones that have, were 0-16 at one time. They made that incredible trade with Stafford, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. The Rams did, but they had an incredible draft. I mean, absolutely incredible draft. And what this GM, what Dan Campbell has done with this team, coaching-wise, has been nothing short of impressive and epic. And they have a chance to win this game. And it's not just like a shot in the dark. They definitely have a chance. My only concern is if they win this game against the 49ers, I don't think they win the Super Bowl. And I don't mean to be rude, Lions fans, okay? So please don't hate me for this. But if you look, you got destroyed and absolutely destroyed by the Ravens. And if you lose and you play the Ravens, I don't think it's going to get better. I just don't think it's going to get better. And then if it's Kansas City, again, I'm really nervous about that matchup. Now, they got to get there first. First of all, they got to get through the 49ers. But man, Jared Goff and Laporta is like unbelievable playing. And he's not 100% healthy, right? They have a very solid receiving core with St. Brown. I do like how hard their defense hits, but their run game is legitimately good. And we saw Aaron Jones tear up the 49ers defense last week, which was the first time this season to have over 100 rushing yards from a player by the 49ers. So Aaron Jones was amazing. But is Gibbs and Montgomery going to do that to them? And it's very possible. They have an incredible team, solid. Their O-line is fantastic. Hutchinson is for real. So that Hutchinson, Bosa on each side is going to be really fun to watch as well. And so I'm loving what I'm seeing in Detroit. And if this is their shot, this is their year to do it. They've got to do it now. They've got to prove the world wrong, right? So, but let's talk about the other team just for a moment. So let's talk about the 49ers, all right? Because they are the number 1 seed in the NFC. They're legitimate. They have not only the number 2 offense, but they have the number 8 defense in the whole NFL. And they have so many stars that have made the Pro Bowl that are absolutely fantastic. And so they've been here before. They've battled tough playoff games. I mean, they seem to have Green Bay's number in the playoffs. And at the end of the day, we don't talk enough about how good McCaffrey is. Like, this guy is, I mean, I know a lot of people say he's elite and all. I mean, do you understand how good he is? He has been absolutely fantastic this season. 1,400 yards rushing, 14 touchdowns, like stud, and then can catch it out of the backfield. Ayuk is playing at another level. Now, the question mark is Deebo Samuels. Samuels, and I don't know if he's going to play. In fact, my guess is he's not playing. It was a shoulder injury. I doubt he plays. Now, most people are saying if he doesn't play, then we're there. I think Detroit's going to win. I don't think it's that clear cut. Kittle, can you slow down Kittle? That's what I want to know. Can you, I mean, Jennings looked good this year. There's a lot of wide receivers that came to play. Now, the biggest question, I think, to the success of the 49ers is Brock Purdy. And we saw him really struggle against the Ravens and really struggle against the Green Bay Packers at times as well. So here's the thing. If Brock Purdy looks like the Ravens, if the Lions can get to Brock and cause those turnovers, I'm telling you right now, the Lions are winning this game. But I have this feeling that Brock is going to show up. He had 4,200 yards this year, 31 touchdowns, only 11 interceptions. Like, this kid seems to be legit. He's not Mr. Irrelevant. He's Mr. Relevant right now. And he's got a lot to prove. And so I know he's going to want to win this game because it's going to be, like, it's going to mean a lot to his career. Now, I think the Lions are going to scheme some things up. So who's going to win this game? I'm going to stick with my 49ers going to the Super Bowl prediction. I know that I changed my mind with the Ravens, and it's going to be the Chiefs going. I think it's going to be double red that's going. I know some of you are going to be angry about that, but I just think the 49ers find a way to win. I think Detroit comes to play. It's going to be close, but I don't know if Jared Goff's got a lot to play for too. I mean, he's been to the Super Bowl before. This is his chance. So he's got to come to play. I guess I'm believing in Purdy a little bit more than Goff, and when I say that, I'm like, I don't know if I like that feeling. But I just think overall as a team, they have more experience, more dynamic players. I just think that they are going to find a way to win on Sunday like they did against the Green Bay Packers, who the Green Bay Packers destroyed Detroit in Detroit. So it's not like, listen, that's a real team as well that they just beat. And at the end of the day, I'm going with the juggernaut 49ers, and I'm going Kansas City Chiefs for the Super Bowl. I want you to post in the comments who you think's going to win. I know that you could. I'm actually in the state right now. It doesn't matter who wins. I'm happy anyway because my team's out. I have no horse in the race, and I think it's all going to be great to see. And usually AFC and NFC Championship games are the best. They're better than the Super Bowl. So I hope that you really enjoy it. And please do post in the comments what you think is going to happen. I have no problem if you don't agree, and I have no problem if you do agree. But let me know why and who and what the score is going to be, and I think that'll be really great. So thanks so much for watching my video today. Hope you like it. Excuse me. Hope you like it. Share it with your friends. Just post it on social media. Let's blast this video out. I'd really appreciate it. Have a great day, and I hope that your team wins.